back. This is Nikki,
And this is Tiana.
and we're back with the Ginger and Honey podcast, season 3. Yay!
We're
We're
excited.
so excited. And as you see, we've been busy on our break. I hope you all like our new set. We love it. Trying to do bigger and better things this season. So we're back.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Back for some more.
Some more.
Give me some more.
Yes.
So today we have with us Tasha.
Hi. How are you, ladies?
We're so excited. Tasha is the owner of several restaurants, several popping restaurants
Yes.
around Atlanta. And so we are so happy to have you with us. She is the owner of Apartment for B and Juve, and formerly Belle and Lily's, all Caribbean infused
Yes, ma'am.
restaurant.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
welcome, Tasha.
Thank you, ladies, for having
joining
me.
us.
And I love your new set. It's
Thank
super
you.
cute.
Thank you. Thank
I'm in
you.
heels, but I feel like I could just, be extra cozy.
Yes.
Make
Yes.
yourself right at home.
Yes.
Please
We
do.
wanted to be comfortable and have a conversation.
Here we are.
For sure. So, Tasha, you are of Caribbean descent from the island of
St. Lucia, yes.
Yeah.
Born and raised. I like to say that because, people tell me, I'm this and I'm that. I'm just like, really? What part is like, oh, I was born here. I'm like, oh.
That doesn't count.
I'm like, it counts, but it doesn't really count. And then some people are just like, I've never even been.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
So I was born and raised in St. Lucia. I moved to the States when I was 19. So I've spent all of my adult years in the U.S., all of my childhood and teenage years in St. Lucia. So I'm full-blown.
Yeah.
Full-blown both, I
Both.
guess.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
St. Lucia's definitely on my bucket list.
You gotta
Yeah,
go.
mine
You
as well.
absolutely
It
need
has
to go.
been on my bucket list for a long time. I need to make it there.
You should go. It is beautiful. Every time I go back home, I'm literally just like, oh my God, this is breathtaking.
Yeah.
It never gets old.
I was just
Never
about to
gets
ask
old.
that.
It's still
Yeah.
very just like we're God's favorite in the islands. We're
I know
actually the
that's
only
right.
country
Yeah.
named after a woman.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Bit of
Yes,
Wow.
we
history.
are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
And how often do you go back?
I try to go back home at least once a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if time permits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I don't go once a year, then I make up for the following year and go by 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I know that's right. When you go, do you have the tourist experience or do you?
Oh, I do both.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotta have the tourist
you
experience
should.
because when I go home, I'm tired.
Right.
So yeah, I do tourist things to relax.
Yeah.
I should enjoy my own country the same way other people do.
Absolutely.
So when I go home, of course, I still spend a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
But I spend a lot of time at the beach
Mm.
because the sun and the sea really just heals me.
listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my
Our
friends be like,
favorite
"You."
place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Always.
friends are always like, "You're still you're still at the beach?" Yeah.
Yes, the sun is still up.
I am still. I'll be at the beach for like 6 hours. Just they were
Yeah.
like, "Really?" Yes.
Taking it in,
Yeah.
grounding.
Same.
Mhm.
Same. I
Yeah.
can really like 8, 7:30, 8 o'clock, all the
Mhm.
way to
Yeah.
sunset. As long as I have food and water,
Yeah.
I can be out there all
Mhm.
day.
I get
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
get it.
love it.
So with
Yeah.
the love of your country, what made you decide at 19 to move to the States? By yourself, right?
By myself.
Yeah. That was
Opportunity.
brave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to. So I had always wanted to study psychology. And as far as what type of psychology, I hadn't figured it out. And we had not a lecturer, I can't remember his name. This man came and spoke to us in high school, and he was just talking about different fields of psychology. And he mentioned forensic psychology. I was like, oh my God. And he broke it down. It's like, that's what I want to do.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's no forensic psychology in St. Lucia at the time. I'm like, dang, how am I going to? So I started looking at where I could go to school to get it. And then it was in New York. And then I was actually in like a 2-year college in St. Lucia called A-level. And my dad and everybody else was like, well, you got to complete this. Da, 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 da. I'm just like, do I?
Yeah.
So I dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On second thought, maybe this is not what I
Yeah,
want.
like I had always known that it was not what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like the natural course of what you do.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Right?
right.
In
Yeah.
the when your parents tell you go to school, da 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 da. But I've always been very clear on what I want, even as a child. Like I remember going to my mother one day because my mom worked at a hotel as a waitress, and I would stay at home alone at nights, right? Until she came back home. She'd probably get home at like midnight.
Mm-hmm.
But before I was staying home alone at nights, I would stay at the neighbor's house. And then one day I was just like, I'm not going back over there. Just because like since I was a kid, I'm very intuitive and I'm very like energy based. And then I was
Yeah.
like, I don't feel like they treat me right. I'm not going back.
Right.
And the crazy thing, I probably was like 7 or 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was really young.
Early discernment.
Yeah. And it's funny because my mother didn't even question me. I don't remember her questioning me. She just said, okay, which is wild. Now, mind you, the neighbors are really close. Like we were like in a duplex, if you will.
Okay.
So if anything was to happen, they could hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I could stay home alone. And she said, okay.
Yeah.
Thank God I know, what do you call it? CPS? So,
Yeah. Right. Right.
right. So, from a very young age, I've always been very clear on what I want to do or what feels good to me. Because when I make decisions, I always lead with how it feels in my spirit, if that makes sense. I'm still very like a brain person, but I move with how I feel first.
Yes.
Like intuitively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because you're an only child to your mom, but have several siblings on
Yeah.
dad's side, and you were raised in the home as an only child, which resonates with me. Being an only child, I can understand how at that age you felt adult enough to make that type of decision for yourself, and
Yeah.
mom kind of just rolled with it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I think culturally too, there's a cultural, like you're raised to know how to do things. You're
The
taught from a very
independence,
early
yeah.
age, right? I would walk to school by myself, and it wasn't a short walk. It was like a 30-minute walk.
Oh, wow.
Right. And again, like we're in the Caribbean, right? So like people will look out.
Yeah.
The village don't sleep, child. They do a little too much sometimes.
Of course.
The village gets to beat you. They're not even your parents. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Like, lady,
Right.
you didn't birth me. What is happening? But that was just the community, right?
Yeah.
People looked out.
Absolutely.
You come home from school, you go to your friend's house, you probably have dinner over there. If you're doing something wrong, it was never, oh, well, you can't check my child. Like,
Yeah.
no, if I got in trouble and my mother found out, they had already checked me, she would check me again.
Yeah, you getting
that's
the double
right.
You get a
dose.
double,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For
Yeah.
sure.
double trouble.
Those
Yeah.
were the days.
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
missing
Absolutely.
today for
Yeah.
sure.
Agreed.
So you're in New York
Yes.
and you
so
decide.
so I go to New York and I signed up at John Jay to study forensic psychology, did my 4 years, not without stress, of course, because, I literally left an island and moved to the busiest city in the
Big
world.
Apple.
That was
Yeah.
so courageous.
Yes.
Thank you. So moved to New York. I completed school while I'm going to college. One of my friends from back home, he's like, "Do you want a job?" Because one of my friends works at this restaurant. He was the chef, and they're both St. Lucians. So I'm like, "Hell yeah, I need a job." Daddy not about to send me spending money. Like, he's already paying for school.
Right.
So I go to Negril. So he makes a call. My friend makes a call, and then I go to Negril. and I get the job. I didn't really have any experience. So I started answering the phones. I was the telephone girl. There was no Uber Eats or DoorDash or any third party deliveries. It was an African man on a bike. I'm answering the phone, taking the orders. And that's how I got my start in restaurants. So during that time, I was taught how to be a host and a server, then a bartender. To this day, I still love bartending more than anything else out of all the things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I think just because of the creative aspect of it,
Right.
and it also like, the bar kind of shields you
Yeah.
from people. You're not that close where,
Yeah.
but then it's just also more relaxed and fun. You kind of get to be
Yeah.
yourself a little more in the
I
bar.
definitely see that. True.
So I started there, and then I worked at the grill for a little bit, and then I got fired because
They didn't fire you.
they fired me. Yeah, I got fired not because I wasn't a good worker, but because I think when you're young,
Yeah.
you're kind of, and I'm still very like spicy and have a mouth on me, right?
Yeah.
But I think it was just an accumulation of, I don't like disrespect. And I don't think if I'm in a space of serving others that I should be disrespected.
Absolutely.
I think if you're serving other people, there should be grace and gratitude, right? From whoever it is. I'm not below anybody. And I tell my staff this all the time too. Like, nobody comes in here and disrespects you, because I know there's nobody on my team. If anybody gives you an attitude at that restaurant, it's not the staff. It's probably coming from me, right? And not to say I lead with that,
Right.
but I tell them, I'm like, it's not okay. We're not in here being disrespectful to anybody who walks through these doors. We treat everybody with kindness and respect, and we expect the same.
Right.
So I've always been very big on that. Again, that's that feeling of, you're not about to treat me like crap.
That's right.
Because I'm very respectful to people. I don't bother anybody. But anyway, one day I got into it with this man who we called Angry Man. He was at the bar. He literally came to the bar every week, and he wouldn't speak to anybody. So his nickname within the restaurant, I did not give him this nickname. His nickname within the restaurant was Angry Man. And, one day he came, sat at the end of the bar where he usually sits, and I was on service bar. And for those of you who don't know what service bar is, it's the person who makes the drinks for the entire restaurant.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then my
wow.
barmaid was taking care of people at the bar.
Okay.
So his name is Marcel. It's funny because he named me Belle. He's the one who gave me the name Belle. He would call me Tasha Belle all the time. So, it's a very busy night. This restaurant is pretty small. And then there's this guy. He may have been Italian or French, and he's trying to like get through, and he's like, excuse me. And I could see him, right? So I said to him, just come on, it's fine. At that point, I have not acknowledged Angry Man at all, because he doesn't acknowledge anybody,
Anyone.
right? So I'm like,
Right.
are you in your little corner? Are you cool? Whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to get through. I was like, come on. And then he's saying, excuse me. Angry Man literally ignores him. I don't pay any mind. I make his cocktails. I pass it to him. Now he's trying to squeal back out. And Angry Man's like, you don't feel you hit me? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, excuse me. He's been saying excuse me to get through.
Right.
First to try to get the drink, and second trying to get out of the spot. And you ignored him. And then he snapped on me. He was just like, who the hell you think you talking to? You stupid woman.
Oh
no.
Me?
Yeah. We don't do that. Yeah.
So needless to say, I lost it.
As you should
And
have.
Yeah, for sure.
I low-key blacked out. And I don't really remember. Apparently, when I get really upset, I forget things.
Yeah. Same.
So they kind of just told me what I said and what I said I was going to do. And they pulled me out the bar. And like within a week, I was fired.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
Yes.
Yeah,
but the restaurant I got
Yeah.
fired from, Sim is now my business partner.
right.
It was his mom's restaurant.
Okay.
And now we're business partners. We're like family now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
Awesome.
fast
See,
forward.
full
Fast forward
circle
17
moment.
years. Yeah. So, I've been fired
you
before.
couldn't have been that bad or that
Right.
hot tempered.
Yeah. And, I think with age, you just kind of, I think anytime I've gotten in trouble is because I was protecting another customer. But it's important to just be aware of how you come
Yes.
across.
Yes.
So that's
for
what I
sure.
learned from that, right? And I tell my team that as well. We're always on stage. People are always looking at us. They might misconstrue something. and this is not specific to this situation, but something can get misconstrued when you might be talking aggressively to somebody that is your regular and talking smack and, just shooting the shit, right?
Yeah.
And somebody sitting next to them might take it as you're giving them attitude. It's like, that's the relationship you have with that guest.
Correct.
So, it's just something to be mindful of when you're in a restaurant space as the employee with the guest.
Yeah.
Because, people like to just think they know what's happening.
And not.
So I've seen that happen before. So, just that's what I learned from that.
Be in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So you get invited down.
Yeah, so
to-
I get invited down to Atlanta and I said, no, I'm not coming here. Why would I come here? And this is years after, of course, at this point, myself and Clive had consulted on a restaurant. I had moved to Jamaica in between that time, opened a restaurant there. That didn't work out.
Oh.
Yeah, I went back home to St. Lucia for a few months. My brother-in-law and my nephew wanted to open a nightclub. We did that. So I was back home for about maybe like 4 to 6 months. And then I went back to New York. So once I got back to New York, we consulted on a restaurant in Brooklyn. And then once that was done, I was just chilling. And Clive was like, I'm coming to Atlanta to help Marva and Sim open up the grill. Same the grill that I got fired for. Clive had gotten fired too. We both had gotten fired for different things, but
And then
whatever.
later become partners.
Yeah.
Ironic, right?
So I come down to Atlanta. I'm like, absolutely hate it here because it's only midnight. Why are things closed?
Right.
Where's the food?
Yeah.
Where's
coming from New
why
York,
can't
for
I walk
sure.
to things? Why
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
so I'm very much a
Definite
creature.
transition.
Yeah, I'm very much a creature of comfort or habit.
Yeah.
And, it was just a hard adjustment. And I was like, I'm out. So after a month, I left. I went back to New York. And then 2 weeks later, Clap calls like, all right, bro, stop fooling around. Go. You need to come back. I'm like, meh. I came back. So I've
Right.
been here ever since. It's been 10 years.
Nice.
It's going to be 11 years this year. And then we were at Negril. I think I got here probably 6 months after Negril had opened. And then between myself and Clive, we really just worked together. And Clive is like my favorite person to work with when it comes to like, he has what I don't have. I have what he doesn't have.
Nice.
When it comes to just like understanding and having that work chemistry to just really
Absolutely.
like get things done.
Yes.
And we always work at the same speed or pace, no matter what's happening. Right.
Nice.
So we got down here. The work ethic was an issue for us. Just like trying to get people to really one, show up on time, two, show up, period.
Oh, for the
Yes.
staff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
People would just not show up to work. And I thought
Yeah.
that was crazy and not say anything and then show up the next day like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
Who raised you?
But guess what? You don't have a job
raised you?
anymore. Go home.
I
Yeah.
know that's right.
Anything you
Yeah.
could do, I could also do it. So you're not holding me hostage
Right.
for if you think and like no call, no show. You literally didn't call and you just waltz in like, that's not your house, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we dealt with that for about 6 weeks, just trying to get, and then,
staff.
and then we're
Yeah.
just like, the people who show up are the people we got to keep. And the people who are
Uh-huh.
open to learning more are the ones
Yeah.
we keep and we mold. And that's what we
Yeah.
did until this day. We still have relationships with them, right? One of them, Allison, now partners with Yusef at Dolo's Pizza. Like she worked with us from the grill
Oh,
to Miss
wow.
Icy's.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I was speaking to her the other day and random, she's just like, I think I said something like, I really can't expect people to do certain things at work because, and she's like, no, actually. And she's like, I used to think you were so annoying asking us to do the things you were asking us to do. But now she has her own business, right?
She
Yeah.
understands.
And then she was just like, no. And she's like, you would put things in place to make it easier for us and we still wouldn't do it. And it's like, now I get it. She's like, no, you should expect that people do what they're supposed to do when they're at work.
That's
and I was
right.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
It's
just
nice to hear that back.
yeah. And to see that what you've taught other people and they go on
Yes.
to do their own thing, like
Yeah.
Still apply that.
there's nothing more rewarding, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because then now I get to serve in a different way, not just
That's
to my
right.
guests. I get to serve my team. I
Yeah.
get to serve people who come to me who want to learn. And I don't gatekeep anything. I will, you in
Yeah.
this space, you have to learn everything
Learn.
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
how I learned,
Yeah.
right? I
And
don't
be
just
open to teach. And even the
Mhm.
fact that you did every job,
yeah,
so some
yeah,
people come in just as the owner, so they have no idea what it means
yeah,
to be a
Yep.
waitress, to be a
yeah,
host, to be a bartender, so that you started at every
hmm
level,
yeah,
you know what it takes. So yeah, I
Yeah.
love
absolutely,
that.
And good leadership, leaders build leaders,
yeah,
right? And so the fact that some of your
hmm
constituents have gone on and opened their own
yeah,
restaurants is a big deal.
it's
And it's
pretty
a
cool.
kudos and an accolade to you.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
thank you.
So,
And now your partners are males. You the only
Yeah,
female.
so yeah, they are.
How does that work out?
It works out. I'm still me. I'm still very assertive and
mhm.
forceful some days.
Yeah.
But I think we all play different roles, and I think you just have to know to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's with everything, not just work, right? So like I said, Clive is a doer, a lot like me. Um, and Sim is a very big idea person.
Mhm.
So, when it comes to conceptualizing and naming stuff, like Sim's a creative, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then there's Silpeak, who does management stuff and also very artistic. And Seth, who is, Seth will be up at 3 a.m. talking about, I'm coming up with a recipe. Sir, go to sleep. But,
Does
you know,
he do the menu? He creates all
yes,
the
so,
dishes? Okay.
yeah, so he did a menu from Miss Icy's Kitchen. And
Okay.
then he's also he's the partner at Dolo's that Allison teamed up with.
Okay.
So, you know, everybody has their thing because restaurants require a lot, you know? And I don't advise anybody to do it on their own. It
Mhm.
is a lot of work
Yeah.
unless you have a really good team. Not
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be business partners, but if you are someone who if you're at the lead of the project, just make sure you have really good support around you, whether that's your GM or your AGM. Just having support is very important because it is a lot. And I have people who but make sure those people are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, because then, life just gets a lot easier, and that's why I believe in teaching my staff
Mhm.
everything,
Mhm.
because at Juve right now, it's literally I don't have a manager over there on purpose because I feel like sometimes I bring managers in and they're not holding up the standard that I wanna see,
Right.
and that pretty much deteriorates the morale of the team that I've built.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm not going in reverse. So
Yeah.
if there's somebody on the team that's not performing and it affects everybody else's performance,
Right.
especially if they're in leadership position,
Right.
because I don't think there's any such thing as bad employees, truth be told. It's just like there's no such thing as bad children,
Yeah.
it's bad parenting. I feel the same way about leadership. So if the person in charge is not doing what they're supposed to do, I can't expect that the people on the team who are the servers and the bartenders to follow
Do
through.
right,
Yeah.
It's
right.
yeah,
You
right?
have to
They're
model what
watching
you
you.
yeah,
That's
you
right.
model
Yeah.
what you expect.
And it's very rare that you have somebody that's always going to do what they're supposed to do. And those are the people who become leaders and those are the people who become business owners, right? And people love to say, yeah, go be an entrepreneur. Da, da, da. It's not for everybody. I
Yeah.
want people to
For
stop telling
sure.
people that.
I know.
No, for real, because
Yeah.
That's
you
true statement. Yeah.
either have it, and like there's a lot of things you can learn,
Yeah.
but everybody doesn't have critical thinking skills,
Mhm.
and that's required. Everybody's not strategic. Everybody doesn't have grit, um,
And
and
work.
even the work ethic. But even just like being smart about certain things, and like some days, like even with my
Mhm.
staff, I know who to give what assignment.
Right.
Right? Like certain things I'm not gonna ask a certain person to do because their mind, they don't process information a certain way,
Right.
right? There's a certain brain function that requires certain
Required.
things for certain people to get certain things. There's certain team members I literally never have to say anything to.
Yeah.
I never have to ask them to do anything. And there's some that I keep having to poke them
Yeah.
like,
Right.
"Hey, don't forget that."
I think that's where your psychology
Yeah.
and forensic background comes into play
Yeah.
in
Sure.
tune with the
Mhm.
entrepreneurial mindset
Yeah.
because you know who can follow through on what task.
For sure.
And that is a skill in and of itself.
I didn't think of
Take
that.
initiative.
Yeah.
To do
Yeah.
more. Yes.
Yeah.
We wonder how, I mean, you didn't go into that work full time, but it definitely shows up in your
It's there.
everyday.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Um, I have this term that I have gotten a little in trouble for, mansplaining,
Uh-oh.
right?
Uh-oh.
Mansplaining. You know, in those conversations when you're in a restaurant business that I can't say. Would you say it's male dominated?
It is.
A male dominated industry. Okay. And so now you have the male partners and those collaboration meetings. Do you ever get in a situation where they're, like I like to call, mansplaining things to you? Like as if you can't comprehend because you're a woman.
No, I haven't had that.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm not a pushover.
Right.
And I'm very knowledgeable, right? Like this is what I do. And we all pretty much came up in a restaurant space, right? And I think I was chosen to come on board to open restaurants because of my ability and what Sim saw, right? Because Sim was the one that's like, I think it's time for us to go get our own restaurant.
Right.
And pretty much he handpicked me. He didn't choose anybody else.
Right.
Sim was actually the one who rehired me after I got fired. But Sim loved to rehire people. But you know,
But that means he saw something.
Yeah. So he is he does have that Sim could be like, all right, come, I see. You know what I mean? He may not always be right. But he was right about me, right? Me and Clive, we got rehired, we got fired, and we got rehired, and we're here now. So I think I don't get that. Well, Tasha doesn't know what she's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because how they refer to me is the mama. They gonna call me. They call me like I remember when right before we opened 4B, Sim calls me Tosh. This is how he speaks, like Tosh. I'm sending you a picture of a U-Haul with records. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
This man is selling 10,000 records. He doesn't want to break it up. I said 10,000? I know, that shit's crazy. He sends me the picture. I'm like, what are we gonna do with all these records? And I was like, he's like, yeah, that's why I'm calling you, because what we gonna do? I said, take it. That's never gonna happen again.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's ever a time where my value is underrated, if you will.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't have that in with my partners. They call me, they
That's
value my
awesome.
opinions.
Mhm.
They'll double check things sometimes, depending on what it is, right? I mean, I don't expect them to come to me for everything. Like, why should they? We're all adults. We're all in business together. Certain
Yeah.
decisions people could make without, it doesn't always have to be, let's huddle to make this decision. Because for me, when I see something needs to be done, I just do it.
Yeah.
I literally just do it. And that's one of the things that Sim said is like, when Tasha comes in, she just takes ownership and she does what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I don't think I need permission if it's something that's going to benefit the team.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not just doing haphazard stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very calculated. So yeah, I luckily don't have that experience, thank God.
Yeah.
But I talk back, so whoever wants to pull up, think they're gonna tell me what to do, But that's the work me.
Yeah.
That's
You
the work
got
me.
an island in the New York.
Yeah,
right.
We can relate. Well, that's good to know. Just
Yeah.
in turn, it speaks loudly to the cohesiveness of your team,
Mm-hmm.
and the men that you work with. They seem like they don't have too much pride and ego.
Yeah, at least not with me, right? And
Right.
I think everything's also situational, right? And this is not to say we don't disagree about certain things. We
Yeah,
absolutely
for
do.
sure.
But it's not personal. It's not. I'm not walking around not talking to them.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have time for that.
Yeah.
And they don't. I don't know that they take things personal to that extent either.
Yeah.
Like we've known each other for, at this point, like 17 years.
Yeah.
Right?
mutual respect
Yeah.
as well.
And
Yeah.
even again, I always have a story about Sim because Sim was just like one day he was trying to tell somebody else like this is how she works. He's like, one day I came to my restaurant because I wasn't partners at the grill. He's like, I came to my restaurant to work, and she was like, we don't need you here today. And
He said, "Excuse me."
and then he said, I just looked at her like, who's she talking to? Now, I don't even remember that, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, if I know something, again, we're playing to our strengths. If you want me to do this job, I don't need you to interfere right here in this moment because I know for certain things, this is not your strong point.
Right.
And I need my team. I like, if you know how busy Negril was, like on a Sunday,
Yeah.
I don't want any interference. Like, no, go home or
Yeah.
sit at the bar, have a drink.
Right.
Don't come in here
Right.
and ask anybody anything
Anything
because
I
you're
got
throwing
this.
them off.
Yeah.
You want your money to come through this
Yeah.
door? I got you.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of how we kind of just we figure out who we learn who we are, and then we're aware of who we are and what we do, what we don't do, and yeah.
So now with all your experience in various restaurants out of the country, different states, what would you say is something that people don't understand about restaurant or the misconceptions about being a restaurant owner?
I think people think it's like glitz and glamour, and maybe I'm always dirty. I'm just, I have on good clothes because I was coming here.
Yeah, you cute.
But, thank you.
Real cute.
Yeah, but I think there's a certain, I guess, status people think that you get
Comes
from
with it.
restaurant ownership. And don't get me wrong, it's a cool job, right? Like it's this space where you get to break bread, you get to hear music, you get to laugh, you get to meet people. And, we've had like in the time that I've been in restaurants, like I've served or we've had so many like celebrities as our customers, but we still to this day, we still have this rule: celebrities walk through the door or non-celebrities walk through the door, everybody gets the same great treatment.
Yeah.
We're not doing nothing starstruck. They deal with that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come in here for a break.
Yeah.
The ones who are real celebrities.
Yeah.
For the ones who are not trying to be, they have to be
Right.
seen. For the ones
Yeah.
who have had their years and years of being in the public eye, they just want to have a normal dinner.
Yeah.
They just want to come in, and some days they don't want to be bothered. And I think we
Yeah.
forget that they're human. But I definitely think people believe that it's just all about, look at me and I have this and I have that. It's hard work. Like it truly is hard work,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stop. And I've set boundaries and some rules for myself when it comes to work. But if something happens right now, I can't be like, oh, I'm not coming, or I'm not, you know what I mean? If it's something serious.
Yeah.
But I think there's been this fad of everybody wants to open a restaurant,
Yeah.
and it's
And they
hard.
say, they say
Yeah.
it's one of the hardest things
Also,
to do.
top failing business, in the
Right.
top 5 for failing businesses.
Yeah.
And what they
Right?
say within like 3 years, like if that
Yeah.
first 3
But
so-
even then, it's just like that consistency, like it's a hard and boring job as far as process, if that makes sense, right? It's hard because you're dealing with people, and people are very volatile and ever changing. The consistency is, you can't just be changing recipes every day. You can't
Right.
you can't show up and not have the energy to lead. You
Yeah.
can't show up and decide, well, today I'm not gonna wipe the tables down.
Yeah.
Right? It is a consistently boring process. And the minute you lose the consistency, and I'm not, this is not towards anybody else. This is for me in all the 8 years of restaurant ownership and 17 years of just working in restaurants.
Yeah.
The minute you change that process, that consistency process, and the repetition, and that's with everything, right? Like working out,
Yep.
try everything.
Everything,
It's with
yes,
everything. Like
it's
consistency matters.
constant.
And that's how you build.
Yeah.
So like I can't I can't show up to the restaurant tomorrow in some booty shorts and say to the staff, "Oh, you're not in uniform, girl. Look at you."
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's the little things, it's the nuances that I think people miss. Like the big things are a little easier to get,
Mm-hmm.
but these little things is what matters and really keeps. And it's hard. Everybody is not okay with doing little things
Yeah.
that affect big things.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
So,
part of the system.
Yes.
yeah.
All
It's
details
Mhm.
matter.
They
Like
do.
huge.
They
Yeah.
do. It's nothing worse as a customer
Mhm.
going, you big up this place,
Mhm.
you go, and then
Mhm.
because of lack of consistency,
Mhm.
like, the last time I ordered this,
Yeah.
it was so good. This time
Yes.
Yeah.
it's terrible, and so that part is so
Yeah.
important.
But I'm gonna speak to that, right? Because even I think there's some people who go to a place all the time,
Right.
and it's just like I read this thing somewhere that says our brains are programmed to look and hold on to the negative.
Yes.
So you go to that place, you've been to that place 5 times. You go the
Mhm.
6th time, and on the 6th time something's wrong, and it's like the end
A
of the
big deal.
world.
Yeah. Oh my
No,
God.
people
Yeah.
have bad days, right?
Yes.
And then sometimes, like if you go 3 to 4 times in a row
Yeah.
and things are different every time you go, then that's an issue. But
Yes.
if you've been going consistently and one day something happens where it could be somebody called out,
Right.
it could be that a delivery didn't come in because the delivery truck broke down. So now the ingredient that you probably needed on that delivery didn't show up. So now you're subbing. Um, it could just be that it was a very busy day and they were rushing, right? Now there's ways to combat that, but sometimes in the moment, if you don't have that thinking person who is solution based,
Yeah.
then everything's shot to shit pretty much,
Right.
right? So in the defense of the restaurants that might, because we do have bad days.
Yeah.
It's not always
Perfect.
peachy.
Yeah.
It's not always perfect. And if you could get at least 90, my aim is to please at least 90% of my customers in a day,
Yeah.
right? And that might look like we have 10 customers today and only one was unhappy. Or some days nobody's unhappy and oh God,
Yeah.
it's a blessing when
Yeah.
everybody is happy on a day. And then there's some days where you get a lot of unhappy people, and not because the product is not good. Some days, if you push marketing, you attract everybody.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so apartment 4B stands out in my mind because I felt like it was probably the most formal of the restaurants. And I had made the decision that we're going to stick to our standards when it comes to the rules and regulations that govern the restaurant for both the team and the guests. And when we first opened, like within a year, it was like, oh my God, apartment 4B, like, oh my God, it was
Yeah.
like Raven fans. And then people came in and there were people who were okay with the rules and people who were not. And I'm like, we're sticking to it because what that's going to do is filter out the customers that we want and the customers that we
Don't.
not that we don't want, but the customers that don't necessarily are not going to come in and fit in. Because I think there's a certain style for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're not for
Sure.
everybody.
Right.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Understood. Understood. Well, we love it. Have been there.
Thank you.
It's my girlfriends would come down and they're like, "We going to apartment 4B." And one in particular is like, "That's the best macaroni and cheese I've ever had in my life to this day." And
Yay.
she's Jamaican. She's hardcore. She gonna tell you if
She
you're
knows. Yeah.
she
Yeah.
gonna tell you if your
Yes.
food is not right. So
I'm here for it.
kudos to you and the team.
Yes, thank you.
For consistency and creating an aesthetic and a vibe that
Yes,
we want to
ma'am.
be immersed in.
And that's why it was created, right? You know, we believe like we need to create spaces for us, by us, that allow us to come in and be ourselves
Yeah.
and not be criticized for just for being.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so
right. That's right. So, on a personal note,
now you cheese it.
Yes. Look, it'll get a little
A
spicy.
little spicy.
I don't know how much spice I got, but you are a single woman.
I am. I'm a dog mom of 2.
Yes.
Mom of 2.
Dog mom of 2. What does the right partner look like for a woman who has already built an empire?
An empire is hilarious, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
There
girl.
is.
Oh God. It's me. You know, sometimes you think you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't know.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think I am pretty busy, right? And I gravitate towards men who are pretty busy too. And then I'm always just like, well, time is the most important thing to I know it
That
sounds
neither of
crazy.
you
to-
have.
It doesn't even make any sense as I say it out loud. But
That's
I
funny.
also think, you know, when I need to balance things, I do.
Yeah.
If I'm, you know, but I'm also the person who thinks my soulmate just gonna drop at my front door. 'Cause
Knock, knock, I'm here.
like, hey, God sent me.
Right.
But you know, what does it take? Okay, let's be serious. Understanding for one that I am not gonna be on your phone every 2 minutes of the day. And I think some people need that. Um, and they might need it unconsciously. Because I think I've ran into being with men who, I don't know, are used to women always wanting to be under them.
Yeah.
And I don't need to always be under you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Don't be sorry.
Yeah, but so I think, and it's not because of a lack of love or care. And I have my days, right? I think there are days where, yeah, I would love to be under you all day, underneath you, just
Yeah.
stuck to your hip.
Yeah.
But that's not all the time. And I think, and that's fine. If that's how you want to operate, then that's fine. But I think balance is important, and then just knowing that I may not always be available to be under you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too serious. Laugh. You know, some people take themselves so serious, and it's just like they take everything so personal.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. You could relax and just breathe,
Yeah.
and then just be consistent.
Mhm.
Don't start something that you can't finish.
Right.
Because people are big on, you know, their their interview process,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
then
representative.
yeah, and then when it's time to be held accountable to not when they don't follow through or not consistent, then it becomes an issue. So accountability is big for me. Being lighthearted, being a kind person, and being consistent.
Favorite
Yeah.
word, consistency.
Yep.
So, as a business owner, and I'm sure most of the men you come contact with are also, like I said, busy
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs as well, but lack of time. So, do you find being single makes you work harder, or because you work so hard has kept you single?
I don't know, you know, but I feel like I'm never really looking. I,
Mm.
I suck at, let me go find a man. I suck at that. I've
Mhm.
never.
Now, do you miss people flirting with you too? You had someone, and it's like kind
Yeah.
of misses things, you know?
Yeah, you
like
know,
it-
there's definitely
you
things
might
you
get
miss
the-
because I'm like,
yeah.
well, wait a minute. I'm just sitting there talking to my dogs. What is this? Right? So, yeah, no, for sure. Because that, you know, that makes you feel good. And I like to feel good, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't like to feel good at the expense of, let me just go feel good for now. And then it's just like, okay, well, now you're back here not feeling good.
Yeah. That was
So,
fast.
yeah, right.
Took you up
I
and
don't,
down.
right. It's like doing meth. Like you're high for 5 seconds. Next thing you know, you're just like, I need another
Ooh,
hit.
I need that again.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't want to be if I know something is not working well or there's a pattern, and pattern recognition is big You know, if you
Mhm.
have self-awareness, you'll catch it. And for me, I feel like that's what I'm working on because I was like, yeah, I'm good because I don't want to run into the same foolishness again.
Uh-huh.
And that's not just because there's clearly a part of me that's attracting that, right?
Yes.
So I'm just like, I don't want to do that again. Let me figure out why that keeps happening.
Mhm.
So that same accountability that I expect from people, you know, I do it to myself
That's
too.
right.
Because again, I don't want to be the source of my own pain.
Yeah.
Because if I
Ooh,
keep
that's
going to
good.
this same thing over and over and over, I'm the problem, right? So I
Yes.
don't want to do that.
A lot of
Yeah.
people miss that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
So
want to do that. So I rather be single and figure it out first than to end up being mistreated
Yeah.
when I know like I'm not a bad person in relationships. I mean, I would date myself. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
for sure.
I'm just saying.
that's right.
But yeah,
All this beauty bundled up.
you
Yes.
know, outside of the beauty, I
Beauty and
think I'm pretty dope.
brains. Yeah,
A
you
beauty and
are.
brains and
That's
all the
right.
things, complete
Fly.
package.
Yeah.
I met Tasha at Pilates,
Mhm.
where she is so long and lean and
Ooh.
limber and
Man, not
graceful
as limber anymore. Oh
and a
God.
banging body. Come
Right,
on, body.
right.
She's
Yeah.
tall and lean
She's
and
like, come on, yeah, give
thick
us a
in
meat
all the
event.
right
Oh my God.
places and thin in all the right places.
Ooh.
Natural body. Come on,
Come on.
girl.
Yes,
See, that's why I wore
Tosh.
these clothes. I'm not coming in here popping out everywhere.
Um, so the balance of being a restaurateur
Mhm.
and health and wellness.
Top of my list.
Mhm.
Top of my list for sure because I fully understand how it's beneficial to me
Yeah.
and just like my thought process is not feeling anxious or annoyed or like short-tempered. Um and I know these things are true for me because I could look back when I first became like a manager or having to manage people and even though I was a really good manager, I also could be like, okay, that really made me like that gave me a lot of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then when I started meditating again, I kind of saw the shift. I'm like, okay, this works for me,
Yeah.
right? I've always been active. Like working out has always been a non-negotiable for me. And the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, I feel like I have not been as consistent. Same consistency. I was like, no,
Oh.
you see how you feel, like emotionally, mentally, all the
Mm-hmm.
things. You need to get your behind back to Pilates, back to the gym, just like getting that energy out because, you know, we deal with so many people in one day, having to problem solve so many
Yeah.
things. Like my day-to-day brain function and things that are unexpected is just like all the time.
Yes.
So I understand that it is necessary for me to always meditate. It's necessary for me to always work out. And then I just feel way better just in general. Like I get so much more done because my body is regulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How do you manage eating with all that food, that yummy, yummy
Right.
food around you?
I
I'm
just
such a foodie.
I eat the same crap all the time. Like each restaurant is something different that I might have, but I'm a go-to salad. Um I'll get some kale and sauteed shrimp. Like, I'm not eating any and everything, truth be
You do.
told,
Yeah.
but that's just in general. I
Yeah.
don't I don't just eat any and everything.
Oh.
Not yeah, even though I work at the restaurants and for the times that I might just be grabbing stuff, it's because 'cause I'm not stopping to eat. So, I'm around food all day, but some days
Eat
I
all
go
day.
through the entire day and I don't even eat. I'm like, "You
Yeah.
needed to eat."
Yeah.
But just in general, even when I go out, like, I go to specific places, I can get specific things that I like, that's clean, I like to eat clean, and again, that's just been a lifestyle,
Yeah.
not because I'm just like, "Oh, I don't eat this or I didn't" like, I just grew up not eating junk food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an adult, I don't really eat junk food. I don't have snacks in my house. My friends are never happy about that. They're like, "We come over here, you don't have no
You're
snacks."
right.
No, eat an apple. I don't know. grab a banana.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a big snacker at all.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I could see how, because like days that I cook a big meal, I really don't eat. So I could
Yeah.
see how being around food
Yeah.
all day
All day,
would
yeah.
make you just not
Yeah.
really eat much of it,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any advice for future restaurant owners, entrepreneurs?
Um, do it only if you are okay with serving people. It's truly a job of service. It's not if you just want to do it to say you have it, just go invest with somebody. And even then, it still requires you to serve. So if you're not somebody who is okay and willing to serve others, it's just not the job for you. I wouldn't advise it if you're not that person because it it takes a lot from you, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically. It's a hard job, but I mean, it's rewarding if that's what you enjoy, right? So, yeah.
What keeps you going on those tough days? Because,
Oh,
long
baby.
hours, hard work.
You know, I think that if I said that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. That's kind of what keeps me going. And I kind of have to like remind myself, like, well, you said you were doing this. And then some days, you have to reevaluate what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And it might be like, all right, well, maybe you pivot to get to where you want to go. Um, but I have a lot of internal conversations. Some days I have to slow down and be like, okay, well, what's working, what's not working? Maybe that's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Like I check in with myself a lot.
Mhm.
And I think that's what keeps me going. That self-awareness and checking in is so important because there are days where I'll just be like, just going, going, going. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? Relax. Right? Because you go, 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 and you're not aware and you miss things. So pulling back is important.
Yeah.
It's kind of a autopilot
Yeah.
sometimes, especially as women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tasha.
Thank you,
Well,
ladies. This was
before we
great.
let you go, we have this segment called Mirror Talk. So we wanted you to think about your past and what's one thing your younger self needed that you now understand.
Hmm. I think my younger self needed my mom because she had moved away when I was turning 16. She moved to Canada. And then I remember being very angry. Like, she didn't even come back. In my head, right? I never shared this with anybody.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
yeah. So when I moved to the States, and then I don't have any kids, right? But I got to a point where I was like, damn, you be thinking adults have it figured out. And they're just trying. Like, there's no manual. Like, she left because this was her way to go to make money to try to support me. But, as a child, you don't understand that, right?
understand.
Your parents are your
You just want
parents.
your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it took me a while to even get to that point because I guess I didn't have as many responsibilities until you get to a certain age. I was in college making $400 a night as a bartender. My rent was $400, so I had all the other money to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking that until you get to a certain age where again that you look back and that self-talk or that self-awareness, like it's okay to forgive, right?
Yeah.
Because you're really just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So giving grace is what I've learned for myself and for others because we're really just doing the best we have, the best we can with what we have. And you're just doing the best you can at the level of your own consciousness.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That was all you.
Thank you.
answer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
feeling comfortable to share that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And looking into the future, what are you unapologetically claiming?
Oh, these billions, baby.
Yeah,
No,
come
that's
on,
right.
billions.
Um, happiness, like real happiness, like just not taking life too seriously. Family, just being a good person. That's honestly that's all I want. I just want to be a good person.
Yeah.
Like for real, not to say like not to get angry and stuff, but just to be a genuinely good person. Like
Yeah.
that's what I aspire to. I want people to think of me when they think of a good person. They think of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm. I still want the billions, but
It is.
Of course, of course, of course.
yeah.
Yeah. And before we go to one more thing, um, you are serving the community.
Yes, yes.
So that kindness,
Yes.
being a nice person, serving some hot, elevated Caribbean dishes for
Yeah.
families.
So the Family Table Initiative we started last month because again you asked me what keeps me going, and one day I woke up and I was like I don't feel like I'm doing anything to really help anybody per se. And I feel like it kind of came to me. It was like 5 a.m. I woke up. I was like I don't feel fully in my purpose this time around because every other time I have. And then I was like, well, business might be slow, but if business is slow for us, just imagine people who have regular jobs and their families to feed. And we've heard the stories about food benefits being cut and things of that nature. And I went to volunteer one time and, people were coming in and this lady was like, no, well, I can't take that because I can't cook it. All I have is a microwave in a hotel. And I was like, oh, wow. There's certain things that you don't think past
Think,
or even
yeah.
fathom.
Right.
So that's kind of how that was born. I was just like, yeah, well, let's make some food with integrity and love, where we're not just, oh, we're giving you some free food, so it's whatever. But gonna make hot meals for families. They sign up with us through email and tell us how many people are in their family, and we make them a meal. And they come pick it up on a Monday while we're closed, with the same love and care that we put into the food that we sell. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for
Thank
that.
Thank you,
you.
of course.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And-
This is great.
Oh,
Oh,
glad
good.
you
Glad you
enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
it.
Yes.
Your time, we know you.
Yes, we
Off to work
appreciate
as soon
it.
as I leave
I
here. I'm
know,
off
we
to
know,
work.
we know.
So please shout out your businesses
Yes.
and let
People
people
can
know.
Find you.
Pull up.
Right.
So Apartment 4B is at 2293 Peachtree Road in Buckhead. Our Instagram is Apartment 4B ATL. Our website is the same. And we have Juve Caribbean Kitchen in Lindbergh at 558 Main Street Northeast. Don't forget the Northeast. Our Instagram is the same, Juve Kitchen ATL. And we're open Tuesday through Sunday for great food. We have brunch as well. We have happy hour. We have all the things. Pull up, come see me. I may be there, I may not be there, but come see me.
Pull up.
Right.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so much.
You're
again.
welcome, of
Thank
course.
you.
Appreciate you.
And in closing, I am Nikki, and sometimes I'm Ginger.
And I'm Tiana. Sometime I'm Honey.
But depending on the day,
It
it
could
could
go
go
either
either
way.
way.
Please follow, like, share, subscribe, and we look to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.